Hi, my name is Tabria Williford, and I'm the founder of Tawa Threads Co. I was born into a military family in Germany, and growing up, movement was simply a way of life. By the time I was older, I had lived across 7 different states, constantly adapting to new environments, landscapes, and rhythms of living. Because of that, travel became deeply embedded in the way I experienced the world. I was always captivated by nature, the changing seasons, the textures of the land, the way the colors shift throughout the day, and the emotional feeling a place could leave behind. Much of my childhood was spent in Boerne, Texas, surrounded by the terrain of the Central Texas Hill Country. Looking back, that environment had a profound impact on me. The slower pace, the openness of the land, and the connection to the outdoors quietly shaped the foundation of what would later become Tawa Threads Co. I began turning to nature as a way to reset and reconnect with myself. Those moments outdoors became deeply restorative. I would spend time exploring trails, observing plants and wildlife, and carrying around sketchbooks filled with doodles, colors, studies, textures, and abstract interpretations of the landscapes around me. Over time, I became fascinated with storytelling through abstraction. I loved the idea that landscapes could be translated into shape, movement, texture, and color rather than recreated literally. As I continued exploring the outdoors, I started learning more about native plants, wildlife, and geological formations, and naturally began designing my own visual representations of them. As my creative journey grew, so did my relationship with the outdoors. Traveling to national parks became a natural extension of my curiosity and exploration. Each park felt like stepping into an entirely different world. One of the parks that impacted me the most deeply was one of my first, Big Bend National Park. As I explored West Texas, I was completely captivated by how different it felt from anything I had previously experienced in Texas. The scale of the desert, the layered mountains, the stillness. What fascinated me the most was understanding how the river shaped everything around it, the landforms, the movement of wildlife, the ecosystem that depended on it. I became obsessed with the colors and the contrast of the park. The deep blues of the water, the glowing yellows of the sunset, and the warm oranges and reds that woven throughout the desert trails. If you look closely at my Big Bend tapestry design, you can see the experience is translated visually. The blue represents the Rio Grande, the yellow captures the sunsets that seem to stretch endlessly across the sky, and the orange reflect the winding trails that made it impossible to choose a favorite path. What inspires me the most is the realization that although we experience the world differently, exploration and curiosity have a way of connecting us. I believe abstract art creates space for people from vastly different backgrounds to form their own personal relationship with the piece. My hope is that when you encounter my work, you feel inspired to ask questions, stay curious, and embrace creativity in your everyday lives, not just through art, but through the way you move through the world. If you'd like to follow my journey and explore more of my work, you can find me on Instagram at Tawa Threads.